Sun's almost about to peak over the horizon, and I'm heading off from Lady Elliot up to Lady Musgrave Island. Winds are light today, 10 to 15 knots from the southeast. Then tomorrow only 10 knots, and Wednesday only 10 knots. It's only a 20-mile sail from Lady Elliot up to Lady Musgrave. So even with light wind, I'll get there well and truly during the light. The entry into the lagoon at Lady Musgrave Island is very narrow, and it's not somewhere you'd try to get in during the night. The navigation markers are not lit. We've got very light wind coming from almost straight behind us. The risk of the wind being directly behind us is that I've got the boom out one side. If the wind happens to swing even just a little bit over to the starboard side and the wind gets on the back side of this sail, the boom then gets thrown towards the port side, which is called an accidental jibe. In the last half hour I only had one accidental jibe. The noise of the boom crashing over to the other side prompted me to get up and tie something to prevent it from happening again, because it's those sorts of things that cause breakages. And you can see here I've rigged up a preventer. The preventer holds the boom to this side of the boat so that if the wind gets onto the wrong side of the sail, it's not going to break anything when it slams across to the other side. Sails are down and I'm just heading into the opening in the reef to get into the lagoon. I'm about half an hour before low tide. I actually prefer low tide because it's very easy to see where the opening is. I've got about 2,500 RPM at the moment, and I'm only doing 3 knots because I'm going against this strong current. You can see the opening is narrow, but it is adequate. Lady Musgrave Island is my happy place. I love this place. It is just paradise. Right in the middle of the channel here, I've got 9.3 meters underneath the keels. So it's nice and deep, but you can see how shallow it is on either side. I've got 2 steering wheels, so I can actually come over here and still have control. It's one of the beauties of the Seawind 1160, having a helm on either side. You see the dark shape down there? That's a coral bommy, and there are coral bommies dotted all the way through here. They're not shallow, as in not shallow enough to cause a problem. This boat's got a 1.2 meter draft, and none of the bommies are that shallow. There are a couple of reefs that are shallower than that, but when you come in from the entrance down towards Lady Musgrave Island, you're pretty safe. You still need to keep a lookout, and I do avoid the dark shapes as much as possible. Just looking down there, I think there might be a vacant mooring buoy. I'd be surprised if there is, with the number of boats that are in here. Luck would have it, I was fortunate to get a mooring buoy. When I arrived, there was actually 2 spare mooring buoys. Yesterday's dive was in a green zone, and I thought it would be interesting to go and dive outside of the green zone and see whether the fish life was any different. As I do on every dive, I went down and made sure the anchor was secure and then went off exploring. I was shocked at the difference. You can see a lot of nice soft corals and hard corals, but not a lot of fish, and the fish that you can see are all small. I haven't included much footage from this dive because the footage is quite boring. There's just no fish. There are typically two things that make a dive good. One is visibility and the other one is wildlife. And on this dive, there's just no fish. Have a look at the footage. There's plenty of coral, but where are the fish? On yesterday's dive, there was coral trout everywhere, and there were big coral trout. It was at about this point here, I was 45 minutes into the dive, when I spotted my first coral trout, and it's a baby. It's just hiding under that ledge there, about to come out. That's the only coral trout I saw for the whole dive. So I think it's safe to say the green zones work. I've just come onto the island to have a walk around. I've been on here many times before. I'm a bit concerned that there's a full moon at the moment, so the tides are very high, and it's high tide in about 45 minutes. So I don't want to get trapped with the tender high and dry if the tide starts running out. So I'll have a quick walk through, then get back to the tender. There is camping on the island. The numbers are limited. You can see all these holes in the sand. These are made by burrowing birds. It's all through the whole area. Wedge-tail shearwaters. I've certainly been here in summer and they are everywhere. And when I've seen them here in summer, there have been dead ones scattered all over the place as well, which I'm not sure why. And the other thing through here in summer is the mosquitoes can be quite bad. It's 7:30 in the morning now and there's no mosquitoes whatsoever. This sign appears to explain why I've seen so many dead birds here. It turns out there's a Pisonia seed coated in a gluey resin that falls to the ground, creates a treacherous sticky mat that can trap unsuspecting noddies, wedge-tail shearwaters and other ground-dwelling birds. Trapped birds ultimately die, decomposing bodies, enriching the soil for growing Pisonia. The last couple of times I've been here, I've met the resident caretaker. It's an old couple, they're volunteers. They live in a tent and they look after the place, do lots of cleaning up. They also keep an eye out on the turtles that lay and the turtles that hatch between. They lay from October through to about Christmas, and they hatch from about January through to about late March. I'm coming into the camping area now. It's a toilet facility up there. I've been here in October, December, Australia Day weekend in January, March and April, targeting those times when the turtles are nesting as well as hatching, and I haven't been lucky enough to see them yet. I've seen the adult turtle tracks that have come up the beach to lay, and I've been up and seen the holes that the mothers have dug to lay their eggs, and that's before Christmas. And then after Christmas I've come onto the beach and seen the little baby turtle tracks as they've hatched and made their dash down to the water. But I haven't yet been lucky enough to see the turtles themselves. In my attempts at seeing turtles nesting or hatching, I've come onto the island just before dark, and I've stayed on the island for 3 or 4 hours after dark, just sitting around where the nests are, where the turtle tracks have been shown there's been activity, but I haven't yet been lucky enough to see the turtles. Probably the most disturbing thing about the turtles is when they're hatching, there are seagulls and terns and noddies everywhere. So the forecast today is 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15, and then tomorrow is 15 to 20 knots, and then Saturday 20 to 25. I was thinking of leaving this morning and heading north so that I'm not stuck here for too long if this 20 to 25 knot flow lasts for ages. But I'm just not ready to leave yet. It's just such a nice spot. I've got a mooring buoy. I can happily sit out the blow in the lagoon, sitting on the mooring buoy, coming and doing things like this. I mean, how nice is it? There are a lot of boats leaving. When I got here there was 24 boats. Last night there was 14 when I went to bed, and this morning there's 10. I woke up at 2:30 this morning and went outside for a look. With full moon glass out, there was zero wind. It was absolutely spectacular. It's amazing what Mother Nature can turn on when she wants to. With the full moon last night, there are big tides. It's a 4-metre tide today. So the slack water will be very short, and I was concerned that the tender might get left up on the beach. So looking at that, another 10 minutes and I'd be pushing the tender off the beach.